Hop aboard, we're riding the groove. Ashley at the helm, got nothing to lose. Master ROACHEE drops the wisdom so clear. Sir STEVEO's vibes bring the rhythm near. Mama ROACHEE's heart keeps the love in flow, and Nancy's got the spark to help you grow. It's a journey through health, wellness and beats, cannabis care and the people we meet. A podcast of unity, peace and soul. On the groove train, we're making you whole. All aboard the groove train, feel the vibe, where the music and the learning collide. Health, cannabis, and stories to share. Unity and peace, spreading love everywhere. Guests in the spotlight, stories to unfold. Wisdom in the words, treasures untold. Wellness in the rhythm, healing in the song. The groove train's rolling, bringing us along. Cannabis care with a mindful twist. Music for the soul you don't want to miss. Every episode's a chance to grow. With Ashley and the crew, the good vibes flow. All aboard the groove train, feel the vibe, where the music and the learning collide. Health, cannabis, and stories to share. Unity and peace, spreading love everywhere. Oh, oh, everywhere. Feel the beat, it's a healing sound. Voices of love, harmonies found. Join the circle, we're stronger as one. Groove trains rolling till the journey's done. Till the journey's done. Oh, so light up your mind, let the wisdom ignite. The groove train's here, bringing joy and light. Ashley, ROACHEE, STEVEO, Nancy too. Mama ROACHEE's love will carry you through. A podcast of passion, of learning, of peace, peace. The groove train rolls and the love won't cease.
Tickets, please. All aboard the Groove Train.
Hop aboard, we're riding the groove. Ashley at the helm, got nothing to lose. Master ROACHEE drops the wisdom so clear. Sir STEVEO's vibes bring the rhythm near. Mama ROACHEE's heart keeps the love in flow. Green thumb's got the spark to help you grow.
It's a journey through health, wellness and beats, cannabis care and the people we meet. A podcast of unity, peace and soul. On the groove train, we're making you whole. All aboard the groove train, feel the vibe, where the music and the learning collide. Health, cannabis, and stories to share. Unity and peace, spreading love everywhere. Guests in the spotlight, stories to unfold. Wisdom in the words, treasures untold. Wellness in the rhythm, healing in the song. The groove train's rolling, bringing us along. Cannabis care with a mindful twist. Music for the soul you don't want to miss. Every episode's a chance to grow. With Ashley and the crew, the good vibes flow. All aboard the groove train, feel the vibe, where the music and the learning collide. Health, cannabis, and stories to share. Unity and peace, spreading love everywhere. Oh, oh, everywhere. Feel the beat, it's a healing sound. Voices of love, harmonies found. Join the circle, we're stronger as one. Groove trains rolling till the journey's done. Till the journey's done. Oh, so light up your mind, let the wisdom ignite. The groove train's here, bringing joy and light. Ashley, ROACHEE, STEVEO, Nancy too. Mama ROACHEE's love will carry you through.
podcast of passion, of learning, of peace. Peace. The groove train rolls and the love won't cease.
You're standing on the platform. Destination unknown. Only one way to get there. All aboard the groove train.
Hey everybody, how you doing today on this fabulous Friday? Welcome to the Groove Train, and we are going on a nice groovy ride with you tonight. And let me tell you, it's going to be a good time. We're just going to have a laid back, enjoyable show and sit and talk about our favorite holiday of the year, 420. Along with Master ROACHEE, my one and only. He's laughing at me, so it's making me laugh. And our awesome, amazing co-host, Smashley.
Can you
Miss
remember?
Ashley and an absolutely amazing friend and family member, certified STEVEO.
Hi, everybody. Happy Good Friday to everybody if you celebrate. But today is Good Friday, and I do celebrate. And today is a day of reflection.
It is.
You know, I hope that goes well for everybody who celebrates.
Yeah, don't mind. I'm a little tongue-tied tonight.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening.
So,
Hello, friends. What's going on this week? I had some crazy good things happen this week, and you know, everybody is had their ups and downs. But guess what? It is 420 nearly, and we're going to have a celebration here tonight for the 420. And I'm 110% ready for some good fun and some good vibes tonight. What do you guys think?
That is
absolutely.
right.
Absolutely. So, you know, we kind of had this little discussion last night. How did 420 begin? And we all kind of had our different theories, right? Well, I did a little bit of research, and I found out. So here is the origin stories of 420, and I will read it to you. It says, the term 420 originated from a group of 5 high school students in San Rafael, California, who called themselves the Waldos. They were searching for a stash of cannabis based on a treasure map in 1971. They used 420 Lewis as a code to meet at the Lewis Pasteur statue and later shortened it to just 420. The term became popular as slang for consuming cannabis and later as a celebration date on April 20th. So that's not all. So it goes a little bit deeper.
Okay.
So where is Waldo?
So it goes a little bit deeper. It says times mention of 420 smoking and the 420 holiday appeared in May 1991 in High Times. And hold on. And erroneously attributed the origin of the term to a police code. This and other spurious, incorrect origin stories became common. It says the connection to the Waldos appeared in December 1998. Hager attributed the early spread of the phrase to the Grateful Dead.
Right.
After Waldo Reddix became a roadie for the band, the Grateful Dead, and I lost my train of thought, and called for 4:20 p.m. to be the socially accepted time of the day to consume cannabis.
Yes.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
they say it's kind of, it's like, you know, it's 4 o'clock somewhere, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, it's 4:20 somewhere.
Right. Now that's story that I always heard, Crystal, was the one that you just told. That was always the main popular one, and then the police code for 420 as well was another one that I heard. But
420 is absolutely false.
Yep, and that's the one I kind of leaned more towards as being credible. But no,
There
I
is
guess
no code.
place.
There is no police code 420 anywhere in any law books.
Right.
So I did some research and I looked it up. Well,
But it wasn't first mentioned until 1998.
no, 91.
91.
91.
Yeah.
But in 98 was when they actually coined the term 420 to be socially acceptable. For that's the socially acceptable time that you can is 420. So anything before 420 is not socially acceptable.
Yeah,
like I said,
I remember learning about 420 and even hearing that from the rappers. They were the ones that back in the early 90s started saying 420, 420. And then I started to go, well, what is that? You know what I mean?
Well,
and then that's how I found out.
It started in the 80s. It was printed in High Times magazine in the 90s.
Right. So that's
but they never found the weed that they were hunting for. They never found it.
They never found it, huh?
So that was it. They were getting together and they were meeting to go hunt for this secret stash of weed from a map from 1971, and they never actually found the secret stash of weed. But the five friends decided that.
I wondered if they just got really blazed and never actually looked for it.
About it. But they never actually found the stash of weed. They just decided that they would all meet at that time every day and get high.
True that.
So that is the origins of 420. The actual story, and I looked through 4 or 5 different sources, but that is the actually what is. If you Google it, that's actually what comes up is the original origin story.
Super
and I did some research into the 420 being a police code. There's no such police code. And that's it. There's your answer.
Perfect.
I'm pretty sure.
Cheers.
Ashley, when did you remember the first time you ever heard the term 420?
Okay,
Where were you when you heard?
You're asking a very sheltered person that didn't know shit moving out of her home. So when I heard it was probably when I was in my 20s at some point. I don't know. I don't even remember. I was young. Young for me, not young for but yeah, no.
Right.
I was I was not very knowledgeable growing up.
Yeah.
I think the first time I heard it was in high school or just out of high school. So
Yeah.
probably around the time, right around, you're just out of high school. So, I mean, I was probably in my mid-20s, like, you know. Because, yeah, you figure it was in High Times in, what I say, 98?
Yeah.
So I'd been out of high school about 5 years.
Yeah, we use that term synonymous with cannabis use now. You know, I know that even when I look at Airbnb, you can type in cannabis friendly, and that is a
Oh, that's cool.
something that will pop up as well if it's a cannabis friendly venue.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know that's the thing that a lot of people are out doing this weekend is visiting, you know, rallying to protest. We were talking about this last night as well. A lot of people plan their protests on 420. You know, that's what we did last year on 420. So, what are your big plans for 420? We don't have any. We're gonna do some yard work, I think. If it's not raining.
Yeah,
You know, I
420's
don't
on
think-
Easter. Somebody had posted that said praise it and blaze it.
Oh, praise it,
Yeah, because it's on Easter.
praise it, and blaze it.
I don't think I was familiar with the term 420 until, you know, it was actually, you know, until there was more political activism going on that day. But I don't think I really remember using or hearing the term much before the legalized protests.
Right.
So, you know, that was really the first time I'd heard of 420.
Well, and like I said, most of the legalized protests are held
Yeah, on 420.
On 420.
But I didn't know. Then I started hearing and hearing people use the term 420. But yeah.
Yeah. So 420. What are your big plans? What are you guys doing? Is anybody doing anything? Are you spending time with family, doing the Easter thing? Because that's the only bad thing about the two holidays following on the same day is that, there are quite a few spiritual people and religious people that, look down on it. and then there's the rest of us that celebrate it. So I think it's kind of socially acceptable to celebrate on 4/19 this year.
Yeah.
And 4/20 for the family.
Yeah, I mean,
And
that's exactly what I plan on doing. For 4/19, there's, of course, there's going to be a lot of parties, a lot of indoor stuff and things of that sort. And but for 4/20 myself, I'm going to celebrate it with the online community by joining up with Ron on his NOK, and I'm going to celebrate with him. But also, my plans are to, do a couple of Kansas City lives down that way and checking out what the World of Smoke is up to. And, it reminds me, it was 3 years ago that Waylon and I traveled all the way down to Illinois. I forget the name of the town now off of the top of my head. But we did a comedy show, and Ashley, you probably remember that, don't you?
That was the first year that I had joined the community.
Yeah. So I think it would have been 3 4/20s ago, I believe, because last year I was doing it with Ron again, and then the year before that, Kim Cooper had a live. What about you guys, Master and Mama ROACHEE? What do you have planned for your 4/20?
we don't have anything big planned. I'll probably pop into some lives online, and we're not doing anything. Too much has been going on here at home, so any plans that we had kind of got put on hold. Last year we went and protested in Crawfordsville with Sonny Goins, and the year before that we were in Kansas City for Kansas City Canna Fest, and this year we are just gonna mellow out and spend some time together, like we don't spend enough time together.
Well,
Or are you
that sounds like a good time. Wow.
Well, I think of 420. It's got me thinking. It's got me thinking, folks. Now I'm going to make you think. Now follow me on this. I look at 420 like Labor Day, Memorial Day, Thanksgiving, more of the secular holidays. Now, none of these holidays are celebrated today like they started out, when they first started. So what I'm wondering is, what is 420 gonna look like in 20 or 30 years? As this becomes more socially acceptable. I'll tell you what I would love to see 420 kind of expand into, because it's a very social holiday. So I would encourage akin to a Friendsgiving, where a bunch of people get together, you bring in and have a carry-in dinner.
Right?
And
everybody carries in something infused.
Yeah, carries in something, and just kind of celebrate what this is all about: the community, the vibe, the positive stuff, and the healing properties that this plant gives you. I think it's a time for family and community to come together and prepare for the summer ahead.
So if you're in the Midwest, though, and you're looking for an event to go to in your area, if you're in Michigan, Ohio, Illinois, Missouri, don't feel free to hit me up. I can hook you up with any event in any of those 3 states. But there are like 30 different celebrations going on
What do you think about what?
about what it's going to look like in the future. I honestly think
you just
I
stop
think
and
that-
went in a totally different direction. We're going to have a discussion on this.
Okay.
You was going to say something. So what do you?
Oh, okay. So I honestly think that in the future, I think it will be more socially acceptable. I think it'll be akin to New Year's.
Akin to New Year's.
So what do you? I mean, I think it will be everybody celebrating because once it's legal everywhere, I think it'll be more of a party, it'll be like a New Year's celebration.
Yeah, and I like the alt parties that people are having, where instead of getting, instead of drinking, they're going with cannabis only and stuff like that. And I think that's a good start. That's a real good start.
I think so too.
Yeah. Boy, I have a totally different view of cannabis versus alcohol now that I don't go around or drink anymore. My God. Just a totally different crowd and totally different vibe. And I used to like getting crossfaded or tri-faded or however many ways I could get faded. But, it's I'm just really happy with cannabis, and I do hope it blossoms into a community. I want to get more of a Thanksgiving vibe than a New Year's vibe myself.
What do you think, Smashley?
Well, I'm just coming back, so you guys gotta give me a little something here.
So, like the future of cannabis, where do you see it in 25 years? Do you see it?
Ooh.
What I was talking about is not
The celebration. The celebration of 420 in 25 years. The future of cannabis celebrations on 420. What do you see them looking like?
God, the whole fucking events. Like statewide events.
Well, that's kind of, I said like New Year's. We'd celebrate 420 like we do New Year's.
What I was saying,
see that?
Yeah, I was saying I would like to see it more of a community and friends event where it's more of a, you bring a pitch in like a Thanksgiving and hang out.
Farm cookouts with cannabis and
That's I'm maybe less of a party, but more of a
gathering.
Yeah. And
so I think that I agree with that, and I think that as the cannabis community spreads, so will like the holistic medicine community and the natural living community, and I think that's going to bring people together more and more.
Mm-hmm. So, the Hash Bash that I went to was the biggest event that I've ever been to in my life.
Hash Bash is that whole thing.
Yeah, so I feel like is that a thing for like every state? That do they do big events like that?
Oh yeah.
Well, the legal states obviously,
but not every event will be big like that.
Biggest one I think I've ever seen, Hash Bash.
Because there's bigger ones out west.
Out west, I'm sure there is, yeah. But I mean, in this general area, like Ohio, Illinois, Missouri, Michigan, that's Hash Bash is like the biggest event in the area.
Yeah,
in the Midwest.
It was amazing and fun, and I can see that in the future, but in more places for sure.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool.
And I think that's kind of where we're headed as more and more states legalize. It'll become town-wide celebrations.
Yeah, I love it because it does have obviously the people speaking and some really important people speaking because it focuses more on the education rather than let's just get high.
Right.
Like I love the education aspect of it.
Right.
Yeah, and I think, I know here lately, and I was telling STEVEO this, we've kind of, all of us have, since we went to Kansas City, have kind of had like our own things going on, and we're kind of like haphazard with the groove train right now because nothing's going right in anybody's world right now. And we're trying to be cognizant of that and and just trying to make this show as easy and fun and light as we can right now for everybody. So it's kind of a good time just to sit back and relax. And I mean, we've kind of stepped away from the education for a couple weeks, but we've kind of had fun for the last couple weeks. And it's always a good time spending time with you two.
That's right, Rebecca.
And I think that it is time for our first song, Steve-O. What do you think?
Let's see. We can do that.
Oh, yeah. Good old 420.
Well, we're about 30 minutes in. 30 minutes in.
All right. Let me see here. I have to bring it up. I didn't bring it up. I didn't have it up early enough. Hang on a sec here.
Well, I'm sorry. Did I go early? I guess I did, didn't I? Well, you can yell at me. I'll let you.
Never.
And I'll be a good sport about it.
Oh, I love the smell of flowers.
So I think for 420, I know we're not really doing anything, but like I said, we will jump onto other people's live streams and visit and hang out and kind of celebrate in our own way that way. And I think that's going to be what we're doing this,
Yeah. I'll probably do the same. Say hey to a few people. I'm gonna see my fam for a little bit, and we got a dumpster to fill with shit to take out, so we're gonna do that too.
Yeah, I have to do the same thing. I need to get to my garage. Ashley, I envy you right now. I really.
Well, hey, if you were closer, you could bring your shit to my dump.
Yeah, right. I can just bring it some over and just throw it here.
I need a semi-truck.
No, I have plans to get a dumpster also this spring to get some stuff cleared out.
Yeah, spring cleaning.
Spring cleaning this year is going to be big cleaning.
How big of a dumpster did you get? Like a 4-yard, or did you get the longer?
I think it was I don't know. It holds like 2 tons.
Oh,
okay. Or 1 ton. I think. I don't know.
2,000.
Something like that.
Wow, that's a lot of
It's
stuff.
a pretty big one. Yeah, it's like one of those big, large yard ones. So yeah, it'll help.
Now you're gonna be so organized and everything.
Yeah, I'm gonna feel a shit ton better. So that way, now we just have to move when we're ready to sell, or when whoever buys it, and then we're good to go. I'm hoping.
Yeah, Shane. We'd love to play Slightly Stupid on this show.
Yeah,
definitely. That would be cool as hell.
Absolutely.
I do see this becoming maybe an unofficial national holiday, kind of like the Monday after the Super Bowl. But that people are gonna celebrate and enjoy, and I look forward to seeing how 420 progresses. Once it is legally nationally legal. Yeah. But I hope that I really hope that the plant brings the community together like it should. And I really think that instead of just partying it up, 420 should end up being a time of reflection and community. We party all the time, but not often enough do we slow down and kind of remember and thank and time's gonna pass, and we want to give kudos to the pioneers that got all this stuff started and got the legalization done.
Right.
I think this is going to turn into a big holiday, 50 years down the road, 60 years down the road.
Hell yeah.
And I hope it does. And I also, the one thing about is smoke responsibly. A lot of people tend to overdo it and then don't get to enjoy the holiday.
Yeah, that's very true. You got to be responsible with it, just like any other medicine. That's
absolutely.
Yeah. And that goes doubles if you are new into edibles.
Yes.
because they will sneak up and bite you in the boo-boo.
Know your limit.
Yeah. I can smoke with the best of them. I can hang for a long time. You know, the worst thing is I start to get sleepy eyes. But when it comes to edibles, it'll take my legs out to where, like, literally, I need help getting from point A to point B. And, you know, edibles are definitely strong, and they definitely work different than just smoking.
I love to stack. Stacking the edibles, or smoking on top of the edibles and stacking them. That is my favorite way. It gets me to the proper cruising altitude and allows me to stay where I like to be. Hello, DC Sweets. Hello.
What's going on? Wonderful to see you. Peace. Thanks for the followers too. Appreciate that.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now the stoner games are going to be happening. And that's another thing
that's coming up in July.
Yeah, coming up in July. I would love to see that's 710. I would love to see that spread to every city and town. That should be a great time.
That would be fun.
Yes.
Well, I was trying to share to the places that I know you didn't share to that I wanted to share to.
All right.
Sorry. Anyways, there's just a couple. But so my hopes honestly for cannabis is federal legalization, destigmatization. And I think once that happens, I think it'll be more of a celebration. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I know in Indiana, we had another setback. A bill passed in the House, got defeated in the Senate.
So yeah, that's
another year. But we're getting closer. But it's the same people that are killing every bill.
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, the biggest thing is once it's legalized, then we can really celebrate it,
Yeah.
And celebrate it, when I say celebrate it, I mean celebrate it as a medicine, not just as a drug, because that's the stigma that's with it is, oh, it's a gateway drug. And to me, I don't feel like it is, because I feel like cannabis is one of those things you can do without it. You know what I mean? And there's times you don't want any. It's not like when you're on harder drugs. You know what I mean? It's one of those things and it helps with concentration and sleep and all of these other things that a lot of the prescription medications help with. And I feel like once Indiana can finally see that, then I think we'll move forward with it.
Yep. That seems to be what the case is too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just really getting past the stubborn people.
That's why term limits
Actually,
are so...
I have to disagree with you.
Really?
I say cannabis is a gateway drug.
Really?
Yes.
Gateway to what?
Gateway to
relaxation, happiness, bliss, healthy living, better mental health. Yes, it is absolutely a gateway. The green gateway to better living.
And I agree with that, because we talk about that quite a bit, is homeostasis with the body, and we have those CB1 and CB2.
What's homeostasis? What does it mean?
Homeostasis is where our endocannabinoid system and our body all work together. Everything works together. Yes, it all works together.
Yeah.
So I feel like if we didn't need cannabinoids in our life, we wouldn't have those CB1 and CB2 receptors. I mean, granted, we've done research and we found that we find some of these in other plants, but not like you do in cannabis and hemp.
Right.
I mean,
very
that's,
well put.
you know, yeah. I'm kind of at a loss
you're
today.
all over the
I'm at a
place
loss today because I kind of had a plan in my head of what I wanted to talk about, and it all went out the window.
I think it's going great. But great, Mike. Going great, Mike. But yeah, I agree with you. I think that the homeostasis is the key. Even as I sit here now, it's like
Yes.
any anxiety or anything like that. As soon as I take a hit of smoke of any kind, whether it be a dab, whether it be flour, I immediately feel those effects and they take over. When I take my golden medley during the day, it's the same way. Within 20 minutes, I feel the effects of it bringing me down. It's all about the balance in the ECS. And when mine's out of balance, I can tell you that it is, and I need it. And, a gateway, sure, like Matt said, gateway to lots of good things. That's about it.
Oh yeah. It's only
So I quit arguing with people when they say it's a gateway drug. I immediately agree with them and tell them why it is a gateway drug.
That's right.
And I agree with that.
Yeah,
I do.
Confuses the hell out of
And
it.
I can honestly say that without cannabis in our life, we probably wouldn't be together.
Really?
And I
You
say
attribute
because
cannabis to being your relationship saver?
I do, because prior to cannabis, it was alcohol.
Ah, I see. Okay.
Alcohol's not the, not a good thing.
Right.
And so when it switched from alcohol to cannabis, our relationship became more tolerable.
Oh, yeah.
Matt became more tolerable. Master Roachie became more tolerable.
Yeah, she had established the feeding and care for me, and it was
No alcohol.
Feed cannabis, no alcohol.
Yes.
And that's when we first got together. 15 years
15 years ago, yeah. So I do think that cannabis is a huge and important part in our lives, and I think that it helps with so much more than just getting you high. That's not what it's about, and I don't think people realize that.
Yeah.
I think that it's come a long way, but I think there's still a long.
What did you say about high?
Huh? I think there's still a long way to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we just have to keep promoting the plant, promoting the benefits of the plant, and keep, doing what we're doing, like educating. And I know, like I said, this week, the past couple of weeks haven't necessarily been about education, but at the same time, we're still educating people on the plant.
Yes, ma'am. Well, it looks like it is now finally just about time for the intermission.
Intermission.
So what do you think, Matt? You want to introduce the intermission song?
Let you introduce.
Well, I do believe the intermission song tonight will be Mindo Dope, and all I see is green.
Right.
So look at that green.
All right. Enjoy, everybody. We'll be right back.
Lace up your boots. Come walk with me through the garden. Planters of the tree. Man, dope. All I'm seeing is green. Evening shift when the moon is out. Yeah, we got green to clip, so my crew's en route. Man, I got an ocean of green. Walking through this field is a dream. See them Project Power 12-footers, October lean. harvest season. Terpenes got me fiending to try. Surf these canopies of colas, got one thing on my mind. Roll up, hold up, I got some hash to lace inside. So many grams that we should try. It's like a cup when we get high. Gripping these fiskers and clipping these toppers. We them legacy farmers, not the imposters. Cannot conquer us, we here to stay. Blaze up that kill. I'm a mountain boy from Mendocino, raised on that hill. Plant so big you don't even know which branch to cut first. And I promise when it's dry we'll smoke it, it's gonna make your lungs burst. Right back to work, we going hard with the team. Under the stars with sticky fingers, all I'm seeing is green. All I see is green, all I see is green. All I see is green, all I see is green. I got flavors, I got phenos, resin sticky clean. Just wanna sleep, don't wake me up, I'm in a field of dreams. All I see is green, all I see is green. All I see is green, all I see is green. I got flavors, I got phenos, resin sticky clean. Just wanna sleep, don't wake me up, I'm in a field of dreams. Phenos, flavors. Terps so loud, we pissing off the neighbors. Don't talk to weed haters, I got resin in layers. Fresh froze, ice cold, straight blown, puff coat. Smoking we heavy blazers. Medicated I am when I'm breaking weed off the stem. Filling totes with all this dope and I ain't seeing an end. We don't follow the trends, we grow our own. Grassroots started from seed, we ain't no clones. I plant in volcano mounds and I harvest lava. Breaking down a sticky cola, then I roll up in a grabba. OG ganja farmer, still growing them trees. Top of the pear tree ladder, chopping at frosty greens. Microscoping this resin up on a terrace. This living soil, organic grown, you can't compare it. Chemical cultivators hiding their flowers and berries. We come through with that sun-grown gold, 24 carats. All I see is green, all I see is green. All I see is green, all I see is green. I got flavors, I got phenos, resin sticky clean. Just wanna sleep, don't wake me up, I'm in a field of dreams. All I see is green, all I see is green. All I see is green, all I see is green. I got flavors, I got phenos, resin sticky clean. Just wanna sleep, don't wake me up, I'm in a field of dreams. All I see is green, all I see is green. All I see is green, all I see is green. All I see is green, all I see is green. All I see is green, all I see is green. All I see is green, all I see is green. All I see is green, all I see is green. All I see is green, all I see is green. All I see is green, all I see is green.
Was that Smashley giggling?
All I see is green. All I see is green. There we go. Now it's working.
Hey,
Doc is in the house.
Yeah, Doc is in the house. You know, Shane, it's not so much about treating marital discord. What it is, you know, my decision making now may be questionable, but my decision making when I was drinking alcohol was absolutely bad. There was no question about it.
No, and I can honestly say that I think cannabis saved his life in more ways than one, because either he was going to kill himself or I was going to kill him.
She said I was going to take him out if nobody was going to.
But it's been very, very, very therapeutic, and you know that is why I am a huge supporter of the marijuana maintenance program, because I was doing the marijuana maintenance program without realizing I was doing the marijuana maintenance program.
But I mean, at the same time, and he can have a glass of wine now and not get drunk, and not have to have, you know, a handle of whiskey when he comes home, or a handle of vodka. So that's the change. That's the difference. It's not a crutch anymore.
Right. I drink it because I like it. That's why I hardly ever touch hard liquor or anything. It's a little bit of wine now and then. And you know, that's good for me.
And on a holiday, he'll have 3 fingers of scotch in memory of his dad. And those are, you know, just the
Yeah, it's more of a tradition.
It's
than
a
anything
tradition
else.
more than drinking to get drunk, which he no longer does, you know. And so that makes a huge difference. And
Definitely.
also, as far as
You be safe, Doc.
the therapeutic part of it, and when we were growing cannabis, that in itself is therapy, and I think that helped as well.
Do you find growing, Ashley, therapeutic?
Very,
Yeah.
very. It's been a huge part of my mental health process. Definitely.
Right on. What is, what do you find, so enjoyable about growing?
God, I feel like that can be answered in many ways. I feel like, I don't know, just nurturing something and taking care of it and watching it produce something that you can now eat, it's rewarding. And it kind of makes you like a little boost of what are the serotonin or dopamine happy hormones, you know? So you always want more of that. So then it makes you
Right.
garden more. So it's kind of like a domino effect. It's good to grow.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
And so that's
That's the
the
way I
same
look
for you. Do you find growing cannabis as therapeutic?
Yeah, and also a little of learning lessons, a lot more with this plant than like with my vegetable plants and stuff. Um, like obviously I try and add more each year, make everything a little bit bigger. But cannabis specifically is a very, very intriguing plant. Many things to learn about it, for sure. Many different ways to grow, and you gotta try them all, I guess. But yeah, it's definitely
Well,
learning, and that like, part of the learning and growing, and like all the different ways plants can heal, or even if it's split, or sometimes people split them on purpose to make them stronger. I mean that right there is a lesson. We go through hardships and we break down. It only makes us stronger. So there you go, life lesson.
absolutely. I want to see you grow a bigger plant this year than you did
Than you
last
did
year.
last year. Yeah.
I will try. It's 9.5 foot tall. Let's see if I can beat that. That was crazy.
Out of a tower.
Yeah.
That
Out
one,
of a tower.
yeah. So that one was probably a little over, probably about 10 foot or taller, but that wasn't the plant. That was because obviously the tower basin, and then it was up higher.
Yeah, but the girth of the stalk of that plant was phenomenal.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So crazy.
Yeah, it was nuts. I mean, to the point that she literally had to cut it out in piece after piece
Yeah.
after piece.
It was crazy. I've never had that many roots in that tower before.
Right.
So Steve-O, do you find growing cannabis, Steve-O, do you find it therapeutic?
Well,
That's
somewhat,
okay.
yeah. I find it to be a lot of work, to tell you the truth. I think that, if it's almost getting to the point to where if I hadn't already bought all of my supplies and everything to grow, it would be less expensive to purchase the cannabis than it would be to grow it. But since I already have all the equipment and everything, the bills for running the lights, the water, all those things, that costs money too. So, I can definitely grow more economical than buying it at this point. So that's why I still do it. But, the therapeutic side of it, yeah, there's something to be said about having a 6.5 foot monster out back, and everybody that sees it goes, wow, look at that. I mean, there's that, those are those dopamine and serotonin hits that Ashley was referring to, so yeah, I definitely I enjoy it for a lot of reasons, but bragging rights is a good reason, isn't it?
It is.
Well,
Seeing the reward on your
I know, like I said, when we were doing that, that was our time together. It was time that we spent in the garden tending the plants together. You know what I mean? It was more or less, it was kind of it was a therapeutic thing for us because that was something we were working on as husband and wife together. You know, he would go to work every day and come home. And rather than, you know, sitting down and watching TV, we would spend time in the garden, watering the plants, feeding the, pruning the plants, and spending that time with each other. And I miss that.
Well, we can do that outside this year, weeding and doing stuff together.
Well, we haven't had time the past couple of years.
No, we haven't.
So it's this year we're kind of taking a little bit of our time back, you know.
But we're also going to try some different. We were talking about this, I think, last night a little bit. Some different growing techniques, and one of the interesting one is pizza in a pot. And this has 4 different herbs and Roma tomatoes, all in a 5-gallon or 3-gallon grow bag.
Grow bag, yeah. And we're gonna try that with a couple things.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna try
a few different vegetables that way, and do those in buckets on the garden. A few different types of gardens in buckets,
and see if they actually work. So,
right.
You know, that's kind of our challenge. You know, these are ideas. So
finding plants that we can plant together. We were talking about that earlier. He's like, "Can we do carrots with potatoes?" And I'm like, "No, you can't because the fruit goes down. You have to, you know, we can't do those in the same container, you know." So we're learning as we go.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, it's exciting though.
But we're taking what we used to do with cannabis now with fruits, vegetables, and herbs.
Well,
yeah, exactly. Intertwine them all. I had my cannabis plants growing in between my corn and squash and all of that.
Right.
They were all family.
Yeah, we've always done flowers, gardening, all of that. But like I said, working when we were working in a tent together, it was a different.
Yeah, I can't wait until we can, you know, grow outside. Also, that would be amazing to have, you know, 2 or 3 outside plants.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am so jealous of you guys about being able to grow outside.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and if I move before summer gets here, I'm gonna try and till up a little portion of my garden that I've like worked hard on putting some chicken shit in there and bring the dirt with me. But if I don't know how long I'll be here, so the sooner the better. But we shall see. It's a waiting process,
right?
But I do want to grow. Either way, I'm gonna start the garden at my friend's house and travel to her house, I guess. She's gonna have cannabis plants.
If you know of any local stables up where you're at, a lot of times they'll let you come and get a truck of manure or 2 for free.
Yeah.
You know, they're more than happy to have people hauling the shit out of it.
Right.
Yeah, there's farms all over here.
Right.
Can I come shovel some of your shit to take home?
Yeah, right. Let me borrow some of that.
But it's
a cost-effective fertilizer, you know.
Yeah, it's free. Yeah. Take your truck and dump it out or shovel it out the back and then till it down.
Yeah, I think there's still a way I can have chickens though because her neighbor has chickens, and I'm like, oh, I know she won't tattle then. So I think we're gonna be getting some chickens.
I don't want chicken.
Crystal's been pestering me to death about getting chicken.
I do not want chicken.
Do it.
No.
I told her. You know.
Okay, so as it is now, when we go anywhere, when we go to events, when we travel, I have my little dog that goes with me. I have to have someone come over and feed my cats. I used to have to make sure my ducks were fed. I don't want any more animals that I have to make sure are taken care of.
Yeah, especially with doing events and stuff. Totally makes sense. But how many cats do you have?
5.
Oh shit!
Five.
Never mind.
Wow.
I was gonna say, I was gonna say put them in one of those backpacks, but you're gonna need like a fucking bus.
Yeah,
We have
that's how it works.
3 black cats, 3 black cats, 1 tortoise, and 1 tiger.
Nice. Are they all like the same sex?
No, we have 1 girl and 4 boys.
Oh shit! That's funny.
DC, yes, save your eggshells and also
Your
save
coffee
your
grounds.
coffee grounds.
Yeah.
Get a
Eggshells though. I've heard that if you let them sit in vinegar for a few weeks, or I don't even know if it's that long, that way it helps calcify them quicker, so it's better for your garden. Because if you just put them in the soil, it's going to take like a really long time for that to break down.
Actually, if you do, this is the way I was always taught, to put them in a mesh bag and hang them out to dry. Let them dry in a mesh bag, or you can bake them in your oven.
Yeah.
And then put them in a food processor and grind them into a powder.
Ah, there you go.
Right. I was always taught the powder trick as well. And
Yeah.
but you know, like Ashley said, you know, if you they're not bioavailable as much when they're just a whole shell. But
Right.
when you
And they're-
grind them up
Right.
into a powder, then you know, then they absorb quicker.
That's the way I was always taught, to either bake them to dry them or dry them in the sun and grind them into a powder.
Digesting it for the plant.
Yeah.
Kind of like when a mama bird pukes into the baby bird's mouth. It's disgusting, but that's what they do.
Thank you, Ashley.
You're welcome.
Like
Great
Sheena said,
visual.
she can find alpaca farms to see if she can get poop.
Yeah.
Alpaca
Yeah.
farms are good for poop. People that now this is going to sound weird, and I know people that do this and they use it for their cannabis. Rabbit poop. If you know anybody that breeds rabbits, rabbit poop is amazing fertilizer. Cosmo used to send out rabbit poop to people.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
we used to keep rabbits.
Like chicken poop.
Chicken poop. Any animal that their main feast is grain fed, that is the best fertilizer you can get.
Yeah. So there's a lot of availability out there for low cost or no cost fertilizer if folks are looking for it. You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
It might be a little bit different if you're in an urban area, but I know here, yeah, a lot of people are willing to give away their
animal feces.
Yeah. Well, to give away their manure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they like that.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Hey, Margaret.
yeah, we've got fish carcasses, coffee grounds, worm castings. Yeah, there is just so much you can do with living soil.
Absolutely.
And yeah, that's the way to go.
It is.
Just a good.
We were
soil.
actually talking about that this evening when we were sitting on the patio, or this morning, talking about composting and talking about our eggshells and our coffee grounds.
And any vegetable and fruit waste.
Yeah. Any of your fruit
Yard
and vegetable waste is great for composting.
I've been wanting to start a big old compost pile.
I haven't. I've never
It's
had.
hard to want to do anything yet, though, because I'm trying to get out of here.
Yeah, right. You want to build it at your new place.
Right.
And I've seen some of the composting buckets, the roll buckets. Those are really
Yeah, those are.
interesting. I've seen them homemade, not necessarily the store-bought ones, but the homemade. They're like 55-gallon drums, and they fill them with all their food waste, yard waste, and they turn them.
I've seen them. My composting has always been
A pile with a fork,
pretty much
with a pitchfork.
4 stakes and fencing that you can open up the front and just dump everything in there and go out and fork it and rotate it. In a year or two, it'll be ready.
Right?
Yeah, I seen a video on YouTube. I was gonna rewatch it. this lady that was building her compost pile, and she was talking about the carbons and was it the nitrates?
Yeah.
And you put the wood obviously around it, and on the inside is where you want to keep like all the materials. And then as you layer it, do like a fresh layer of dirt. And then if you have an active compost pile, you take like a scoop of that and sprinkle it in to kind of like activate it quicker. So if you had like a good rotation on your compost piles.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a pretty nifty trick.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. You want to, try to layer it, and then after you've layered it so much, then you kind of stir it up and then start layering it again, and then stir it up and layer it again. Kind of the way that I've always done it.
Well, and I know a lot of people used to put newspaper in their compost pile.
Oh yeah.
Newspaper yeah.
Not a whole lot of paper trash, but a little bit.
But yeah, like I said, the newspaper breaks down rather quickly. It's not like, taking notebooks and throwing out in there, but newspaper, they would layer it.
But nobody gets newspapers.
Nobody gets newspapers. We still do.
There's like long ass thermometers you can buy for compost piles too. So you know like when to, because it's like if it's not getting super hot, then you're not doing it right. I can't remember.
Right, yeah. And if just don't let it catch fire.
Right.
They will. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
They'll get hot.
Yeah. Yeah, like you can see the steam off of them.
Uh-huh.
Nature is cool.
It's funny. Speaking of that, way back when, before we got together, my ex-husband drove hauling corn cobs. And they had a fire in Delphi, Indiana, because the corn cobs caught fire. Because when they dry out, they compost themselves, and they can produce more heat. Corn cobs can than just about anything else, and they're highly combustible.
Oh no shit!
Interesting.
Wow.
Gonna be making popcorn, guys. Popcorn pile of compost.
Yeah.
Actually, what they were selling it for, what they were selling the corn cobs by the truckload for, because we live in corn country, obviously, they were selling them to makeup companies because they grind them into powder for your foundation and those kind of things.
Lovely.
Yeah. I mean, it's a sustainable product. You know what I mean? All natural, sustainable product.
And no flames in empty corn bins. Because,
no.
That stuff.
Highly combustible.
Yeah, that shit will explode.
So make sure you are stirring your compost pile and checking temperatures.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
not that hot.
But, you can do home composting in a 40 or 50 gallon plastic trash can. So it doesn't have to be a big operation. You can do this to make your own soil. Just read up on it a little bit. You buy some potting soil to help layer, and some other stuff, and it'll get you on a good start.
Absolutely. So if you live in an apartment or somewhere where you can't have a garden or a big garden in your yard, you can do home composting
on your patio or on your balcony.
Yep, absolutely.
Yep.
I tried to read the comments as we go.
Hello.
What's up, Dustin? Yeah.
I don't like
Happy
how
Easter.
Facebook has changed things.
Changed what?
Changed it to where you can swipe out and then you can't get back.
Oh, okay.
Or you get back and there's no comments.
Yeah,
yeah, it's annoying.
Yeah, when I look at the stream, it just shows all the times Crystal flipped out and came back in. Over and over and over again.
Sorry, it's not intentional. I swear.
No, that's what they do. It's not your fault.
And remember, she does not consume.
Cassandra Mercado, welcome, welcome.
Hello.
Hello, Cassandra.
Nice to meet you. This is the first time I've met you.
Mucho amor.
Yes. Crystal's supposed to be our control person.
I'm not good at control.
She is our representative non-smoker.
Resident non-smoker.
But you know what, though? I think, it was so funny because I got so many comments about me dancing in front of the float, Steve-O, on the video you posted. So many people are like, and you weren't high, and you weren't high? I know, I was just being me. Have fun.
I loved it.
Yeah, that was all you needed, just being you and your wonderful personality. That was it.
I have my moments,
But no, she is representative of all non-smokers.
Yeah, me and Cosmo were sitting there just cheering her on the whole time.
Right. Oh, she likes to be cheered on when she dances.
Oh, jeez. You're like, those are my old days. That's funny.
Just saying.
A little blast from the past.
She knew the dance too. She knew all the ways to do it. So
It was the Cupid Shuffle.
Cupid Shuffle, man, it always wins.
yeah, if I stopped this time,
Right.
boom, 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 boom.
It comes on and I can't help myself.
But Steve-O,
Yeah,
did she come over and ask you at Cosmo if you liked her dance when she was done?
yeah, definitely. That was a fun.
Don't be about enough of that business.
We're trying to be part of the conversation. All right?
Oh no, you guys, if you're on my TikTok, check out Master ROACHEE dancing.
I was just vibing. I was just moving with the grooving. Man, Steve-O, do you
Yes, sir.
remember an album called Rust Never Sleeps by Neil Young and Crazy Horse?
Yes, sir.
I was listening to that before the show tonight, and I thought, I think that probably came out in '77, right around there. But man, that was heavy, and I think that album was the birthplace of grunge.
DC, I don't think that's next weekend. The World Gardening event is next weekend, and I don't think any of us are going to make it in Pekin.
No,
right?
Not I.
Not me.
It's next weekend. There's no way. There's no way.
Tesla is
As much as
Tesla's going to be there?
No, go ahead. Sorry. I interrupted
no,
you.
go. Finish.
Tesla's going to be at their fair this summer down in that town you just mentioned. What is it? The one where this event's at? Pekin. Yeah, Pekin, whatever it is. They're going to be down there.
Yeah. Oh, are you going to go?
Probably. They're going to be that close.
I was going to say, I know you're a Tesla fan.
Oh, Shane, you should be doing edibles instead of smoking.
Oh,
that's what I wanted to talk to, because he was talking about his PET scan. Did I get it?
Are you done moving the?
Sorry.
Here, just leave it.
You get it.
I will.
You get it.
I will.
You got it? Good.
Got it. I've had it. Just can't figure out how to get rid of it.
Hi, Jason.
What's up?
At any rate. So there's going to be all kinds of festivals going on tomorrow, from Michigan to Ohio, Illinois, um, Missouri. So it is 420. 419. Go out and celebrate. Spend some time with some groovy people, and we will be with you there. Maybe not with you, but with you in spirit. How's that? Right? With you in spirit.
Oh, Steve-O, please help me. Is it time for Stoned or Stupid?
I think that we just finished it.
Oh, good point. Good point.
I'm kind of lost tonight.
That's
Good.
okay. Yes, we do have an episode for you tonight of Stoned or Stupid that I hope that you will enjoy, everybody. So let's get ready for that. Welcome to another episode on the Groove Train of Stoned or Stupid. Oh yes, so Stoned or Stupid is a section of the Groove Train to where we read about stupid criminals on the internet, basically. Now, this new one this week that we have is a pretty good one too. This dude would have been a perfect candidate for an Idiot of the Day criminal post. Too bad they didn't have a mugshot to go along with this one, but to do it the right way. But this guy's easily one of the dumbest that we've come across on this show so far. So according to reports, a 41-year-old thief in Maine named Kevin Gray ordered a rideshare to a local TJ Maxx. He then blabbed to the driver of the Uber about how he was about to rob the place. The driver dropped him off, and then he called the cops. The police identified the passenger as Gray, and in addition to being a suspect in a crime committed the previous day, they saw that he had warrants out as well. So when they saw him exit the TJ Maxx and approached him, there was a small foot chase, but they caught him and he was arrested. Gray had several sets of pre-conviction bail conditions that barred him from several businesses in the area because, guess what? He was also stealing from them as well and doing it in the same manner. Because of the theft charges at those stores, he's not allowed to go in there anymore and is prohibited. He is facing charges in relation to theft as well as drug possession. Wow. Warrants and other violations of conditions of his release. So I would say that was stupid, completely stupid. You know, I don't see where this guy, even if he was high as the sky, to be talking about how he's about to rob the place with the getaway driver makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Little dumb, definitely stupid.
Well, a ride share, so it's not even the getaway driver. It's just a ride share.
Yeah.
That's true. I mean, I was thinking that he was going to use the guy to leave as well, but
Yeah, it's like, I'm going to rob this place. Will you hang out and wait for me for just give me 5 minutes. I'll be in and out. I promise. Right? Just wait here. It's like, you know what? I think.
I honestly think that since taxis are like no longer a thing, it's not the big yellow car sitting out front of the store. I think that like the rideshare thing has made people think that they're like they don't realize it's them. I don't know, because their car's like everybody else's. It's not like I said, you couldn't take a taxi and go rob somewhere because obviously he got into that taxi. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, but taxis don't have your identity either.
Right.
Uber has all that information. It's like, it's the guy that I dropped off at TJ Maxx. You check Uber, you've got his ID and his picture.
Well, speaking of ID and picture, we have another submission tonight that Ashley has submitted as well. This is a mugshot of a guy and it's got a bit of a story to go to it. This one is from Sheboygan, Michigan, and I said that right, Sheboygan.
Yeah.
All right. Right on. A local mystery fan was arrested yesterday for marijuana possession, over 2 ounces. But detectives have hit a wall. He refuses to give his real name, only identifying himself as Shaggy, of course. Authorities say the man, who bears a striking resemblance to the iconic cartoon character, was pulled over for a broken taillight when officers noticed a mysterious green haze filling his vehicle.
Such bullshit.
When
It's not even
asked
green.
for identification, he reportedly replied, "Like zoinks, man. I don't carry that kind of stuff." Detectives are struggling to verify his identity, as he only responds to questioning with Scooby-Doo catchphrases and repeatedly asks for a Scooby snack and a lawyer. At press time, Shaggy, quote unquote, Shaggy remains in custody, warning detectives that if they don't let him go soon, the gang is totally going to show up and unmask the real villain. This is a developing story. Stoned. I'm going with stoned on this one.
Yeah, definitely stoned. Like zoinks, man.
I'm going with stoned. Oh my God, what a story! Because like they're like not forcing. I mean, they're just taking it as he's putting it out there.
Yeah.
It's working, right?
You know what I'm saying is run with it, run with it, run with it. I respect the hell out of you.
Right.
Like I said, they're buying it. He's still enjoying it.
So we're going
Updates
with
to be
stoned with
announced.
Shaggy then, right?
Definitely stoned.
Definitely stoned, you say?
I am saying brilliant stone, but I tell you what, what magazine or who is not going to want to interview Shaggy when he gets out?
Yeah, definitely.
You know, and driving the cops crazy with only answering in Scooby-Doo catchphrases.
Right?
Oh, they must be beating their head against the wall.
I want to, I hope there's recording somewhere down the road.
Video. I want to see the camera.
Right, exactly. Don't they always have body cams now? Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much always with body cams now.
Yeah, we demand to see the body cam footage of Shaggy's arrest.
For real. Oh, it's funny.
That one was.
I think that's like hit TV, man. Whoever gets the first interview with Shaggy when he gets out of Sheboygan jail, man.
I'll be waiting. I'll be waiting outside.
I'll leave my hat at home.
Ashley, go get on his visitors list.
Well, you know what? I'll just drive to Sheboygan and leave my hat and just wear my glasses and
say you're his lawyer.
I'll actually put it. I'll just get there and just tell him, you know, I'm Master ROACHEE and.
You want to interview Shaggy?
Yeah, I want to sell a Shaggy.
Why not? Why not?
That's funny.
Yeah.
So that has been our episode of Stoned or Stupid for the week, episode 10 this week. If you have any submissions or anything that you want to be read on the show, just send to Sir Steve-O or any one of the show hosts, and we will be sure to get it read on the show and laugh our butts off right along with you.
That's right. I'll make sure you send it to the ones of us that can read.
Don't send it to Master ROACHEE because you'll never get a response.
Probably true. Michael Whalen, hello.
In the house as well. It's been a great show tonight, everybody. I tell you, this having everybody in here like they are, and having the amount of people that view the after show and everything. It's awesome. We love being able to do this, and it's a good time every week. That's for sure. A little bit of education, a little bit of fun, a little bit of 420 as well, and maybe not in that order, but all mixed together for sure in its own little recipe.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. And I think, he's messing with me. He will not let me be today.
Easter weekend. Praise it and blaze it.
Praise it and blaze it.
Right. I want everybody to have a wonderful Easter as well. Tomorrow is actually Easter, or Sunday is actually Easter Sunday this year. And, I hope that everybody gets together with family and, really, sit down and enjoy each other, realize that nothing is given to us. We take way too much for granted. And, that person that's sitting across from you right now, maybe next weekend may not be sitting there, so just think about things like that, and, just appreciate what you have and who you have in your life.
Absolutely.
Be good to each other, especially number one at all times. Be good to each other. I
agree with that. Consider how other people are feeling, and take those thoughts and I don't know why he's got to mess with me. Consider how other people are feeling and how you don't know what's going on in their lives. And be considerate in everything you do, and do everything with good intention.
Good intentions.
No.
Now it's for you. Okay.
What you say can potentially make or break somebody's day.
That's true. And you don't want to be the person to ruin someone's day. That's for sure. So before we go then, Ashley, where can we find you? What's going on?
Hey, on the NOK network, IWK Sunday Night Sesh with moi at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And on Tuesdays with Rasta Rhino Health and Homesteading at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. And, of course, Friday evenings with the Awesome Groove Train hosts at 9 p.m. Eastern Time.
Yeah. Master Roachie.
Of course, he looks at you.
Nope. Of course he is. You can find us on Thursday nights on the NOK Network at 9:15 Eastern Time. You can also find us at www.masterroachie's Garden, and you can also find us right here on Friday nights on the Groove Train at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Choo-choo!
And if you have trouble reading a digital watch and you look at a regular watch and you wonder, what is 9:15? It's like this. It's straight across from each other. So that's the easy way to tell. Yeah.
And if you
when the clock looks like a straight line, it's time to tune in.
Yeah. And if you want to have the most beautiful, wonderful, most luxurious beard, especially, check out Master Roachie's Garden and check out their beard products as well. And also, I highly recommend their CBD products as well. All third-party lab tested and clean and approved and ready to go to make you feel better. So definitely check those out, as well as Smash Leaf and her smokables too.
That's right. Breathe easy, baby.
And don't forget to go to thegrowfam.com and get your certified terp stick.
Yeah. We're about to drop the new flavor. Yeah, we're about to drop the new flavor here pretty soon. So be looking out for that. And you can find me on Wednesdays on IWK 710 Daily Sesh at 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Eastern. And then directly after, Peace, News, and Views with Kim Cooper where we do an interview show that is second to none in the community, in my opinion. And you should definitely check that out. Then, of course, here on Friday nights on the Groove Train with my awesome joint hosts as well, Master and Mama ROACHEE and Ashley Huffman. And I hope everyone has a wonderful week, has a wonderful, wonderful holiday this weekend. And just be good to each other and make sure you keep it organic, not only in your growing, but in life as well.
That's right. Same time, same groove.
Same time, same groove. Right. See everybody next week. See you guys. Have a wonderful week, everybody. Choo choo.
Happy Easter.
Train tonight, peace, love, and vibes feeling oh so right. Ashley's wisdom keeps it rolling strong. STEVEO's vibe keep us grooving along. Master ROACHEE with the deep, cool flow. Mama ROACHEE spreads the love, let it grow. Nancy brings a growing knowledge all the time. We'll catch you next week, same groove, same time. Groove trains rolling, feel the beat. Cannabis music and love can't be beat. See you next Friday at 9, don't be late. Groove train vibes, it's a magical state. The groove train's rolling, feel the beat. Cannabis music and love can't be beat. See you next Friday at 9, don't be late. Groove train vibes, it's a magical state. This is Ashley, STEVEO, Master ROACHEE, Mama ROACHEE, and Nancy signing off. Thanks for grooving with us. Stay lifted, stay peaceful, and keep that love flowing. Catch you next Friday at 9. Groove trains rolling, feel the beat. Cannabis music and love can't be beat. See you next Friday at 9, don't be late. Groove train vibes, it's a magical state. Groove trains rolling, feel the beat. Cannabis music and love can't be beat. See you next Friday at 9, don't be late. Groove train vibes, it's a magical state. This is Ashley, STEVEO, Master ROACHEE, Mama ROACHEE, and Nancy signing off. Thanks for grooving with us. Stay lifted, stay peaceful, and keep that love flowing. Catch you next Friday night.